Hi everyone, welcome back. We're in the last week of the season of encouragement and we're working with watercolors, image transfers, and tags. Encouragement comes through written and spoken words. Today I'd like to share the written words that keep me going, and these are from my friend Colleen Tara, a prolific, intuitive, and nurturing soul of an artist. Her latest package arrived a couple weeks ago, totally unexpected, once again filled with gifts of sweet messages, words that I keep out throughout my little studio for constant reminding. So you can see how this season has manifested its way in a beautiful and special way, and I wanted to share that with you. Take what resonates for you, and I'll see you at the end of the little share here. It all started with this magazine image that I've kept for years, apparently since 2015. I was just waiting for the right time to use it. I had prepared it for a tape transfer, which is my favorite because I love the results and it's so easy. If you've never tried it, be sure to check Claudette's series on image transfers at her YouTube channel. Anyway, as I was getting started, I realized that this image was not on glossy paper. Then I thought it might not work, and I didn't want to risk it. So I made an inkjet copy and did a gel medium transfer. I like how it turned out. I love the imperfection and the overall ethereal effect. The main thing was that I wanted it to fit on a tag. I was going to just lay it on the page, but I'm glad I changed my mind and used the image on a tag. I wanted something quick and easy for my background pages. I've used watercolors on a gel plate many times, but I recently found some videos where people used a little dish soap to keep the watercolor more intact. I'm using air quotes. So that, anyway, the dish soap apparently helps to keep the watercolors more pigmented onto the watercolor paper. My journal is all mixed media paper and it worked out fine. Again, I was just playing around at this time. So you put a little drop or two on your plate, and just remember it's all relative to the size of your plate. You'll know you have enough once your brayer can slide around easily. I'm using Artisan Watercolors by Tracy Batista for the beautiful colors and more muted tones. Mind you, I'm really winging it here. So I suppose at this point you can brayer out those bubbles, but I'm just going to let it be. And I'm just going to place it onto the paper, as you can see. And there it is. So I just love this shade of blue. It's actually a combination of colors, but Here I'm just softening the edges, and I think I'm just going to go with it. So I'll try another color, I'll do it again, and at the end here you will see what the results were. Okay, let's critique this one. I agree, this is a bit too much. Maybe I should have stuck with the analogous colors, but if you don't know by now, I usually wing it and play for the most part. I considered painting everything over with gesso and try again, but I'm going to do what I've done before, which is to grab white paint and a stencil. Okay, another no. This did not work out at all. Usually does, but it didn't. And I will talk about the stencil choice later, but we've got to fix this. So there you go. Next up, let's try painting the leaves. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's be honest. The minute I started painting the leaves, I knew the color choice was all wrong, but I kept going. And it'll make sense in a minute, but fear not, I knew what to do next, and that is coming up very shortly. Okay, I can work with this now. Not too bad. Took me a while to get used to it, but what I forgot to mention earlier was that I stuck with the watercolors for the leaves, and I put 2 coats of regular white paint in the background. So I did a little reverse painting, and I am breathing easier now. So this is the stencil I used on the pages. I wanted some continuity, and I love this by Wendy. So here's the information if you'd like to grab one for yourself. And then I also wanted to mention that I switched to a different set of watercolors when I painted the leaves. Since we're at the home stretch, I feel it's very important to first say that even though I covered the initial background, it's not lost. Layers are so important, and I couldn't have achieved this without it. Now, since words of encouragement seems to be my theme here, I couldn't help but add the sentiment on the bottom right page. Don't be afraid, it's only paint. And that's always a good reminder for sure. And here's the tag. I managed to keep the important parts of the image and added the words, "All the heaviness lifted and I could breathe." On the back, I covered it with some watercolor paper, collage paper that I found in my stash. And this reads, "Go and make interesting mistakes. Make amazing mistakes. Make glorious and fantastic mistakes. Break rules. Leave the world more interesting for your being here." And I love that. As for the tag placement, I am going to leave it on the left page there, but I'm concerned about losing a lot of the image there. And I want the back accessible, so of course that's like a tip in. But for the time being, I'm just going to leave it in with this large clip, and that way I can decide later, because there's no rush, and it's a pretty hefty tag, so I will just leave it as is. So let's just say I'm encouraged at how things came together, and I want to thank you for hanging in there with me. I hope you enjoyed this season. Be sure to tag us with your creations. And next, I'll leave you with some close-ups. Have a great break between seasons. Take care and catch you next time. Bye for now.